Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just so you know.
If it was my car, yes.
Going
Yeah.
back
Well,
to-
you shouldn't just.
It doesn't matter to
No,
me
you
how
can
you
just
vote. You're not
disconnect
voting in front of the
it.
town
So this
board.
way you could talk. I mean, where were you going?
Conference, I just got back.
No, I know where.
Oh, Lake George.
Richardson
Right. So
votes
I mean,
no.
it's that ride is easy enough.
Well, we put up no big signs right in front of his driveway.
Good.
Now his neighbor's doing it.
Yeah, I just got
Well, that really quieted things down, didn't it?
Absolutely.
back.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Maybe should meet on Tuesday.
You're waiting for your phone.
6:59, you're on.
Mary doesn't have to do them. Passes the sexual harassment.
I have been. I did the
But
first
you
one.
don't have to, you now.
I don't have to. I did the first one.
I'd like to call to order the Child Town Board meeting for June 11th, 2025. Would everyone please rise and join us for the invocation and pledge of allegiance?
Heavenly Father, we are thankful for our country and the freedom we have as Americans. We are grateful for the opportunity to come together again tonight to serve the people of Chili. We ask for your wisdom and guidance to be upon all those present this evening. We ask that you bestow your blessings and protection upon all your people, especially our Chili fathers who are an example of your unconditional love by the love that is shared with their children. We also pray for the success of our Chili Summer Festival and for good weather so that all may truly enjoy it. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Here.
Councilwoman Spare?
Here.
Councilman Valerio?
Here.
Councilman Slattery?
Here.
Supervisor Dunning?
Here. Other officials and advisors present this evening to my far right, our town clerk, Jenny Ignatowski. Also to my right, Deputy Town Supervisor, Councilman Michael Slattery. My far left is Council for the Town, Jared Hurt. The side table, we have Commissioner of Public Works, and Superintendent of Highways, David Lindsay. Welcome back, by the way. Director of Finance, Dan Knapp. Our insurance counselor, Scott Bonwell. And from my office, Don Forte. Our stenographer is Sandy Hewitt. In the event of emergency, if you would please use the exits to the corner of the room. At this time, anyone with a cell phone, if you'd please either turn it off or set it to vibrate, we'd appreciate it. We do have one very important presentation to do probably the most important business we have to do all evening. So if you would please consider board join me as well, Jenny. Rose, will you join us?
What's up? What's that?
So, Rose Brasso has been just recently retired after 20 years of service with the town of Chili. I know you started out in a part-time mode, working very hard and really dedicated to the town clerk's office for all that time. And I know, listening to the residents and what people have fed back to me, and I'm sure the town board has heard this too, the welcome that our residents have received from you and the entire staff over at the clerk's office, but they really appreciate the way you handled things, worked with them, your charm, your demeanor, and everything that you did to make the office welcoming. And sometimes it's not such a welcoming area, dealing with people with their taxes and things, but I certainly appreciate the time that I've got to spend here. I feel privileged to have spent much of my time here with you in the clerk's office and the work that we've been able to do together. So on behalf of the town of Chili, I'd just like to present to you this small token of our appreciation for your 20 years of dedicated service to the town of Chili. You know, and I do have to mention, and I want to thank you because I didn't realize when your last day actually was. And it was one of those days where I head out to go camping for the weekend, and Rose runs out of the office. She says, "This is my last day, and you're leaving." And it's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't leave now. I have to stay. I have to be here for this." So again, you know, thank you.
Thank you. It was in the middle of the week, so things got really, turned around.
Well, it was towards the end of the week, right, people?
Yeah.
End of the week, yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, I know that we're going to have the Italian populations be very much middle this year, because they come in and they look for Rosa, and she goes off and talks with them, I have no idea what they're saying.
There's a couple people that
Yeah,
help
yeah.
out with the Italian language.
So now we'll be kind of stuck on that. We don't have our little interpreter inside our office for that. but,
They can always call me.
Yeah,
and help out. It's
but
no
yeah,
problem.
I mean, as you said, just the very sweet demeanor, always was very patient with people. Taxes can be a challenge, because she was a deputy tax receiver, she did both sides, but that was more the focus, which is, that's where your people are more upset, is at that counter. Clerk, we get the happiness, we get the dollars, we get the marriage, we get all that. Tax, not so much. So having to have that right demeanor is priority number one in our office, and you definitely have it.
Thank you.
In spades.
So
I
just wishing
appreciate
you
it.
all the best.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Now it's time to enjoy your family, enjoy
Yes.
what you put the time and have a good time. Sorry that, you got to be with David this whole time, but, we all have our crosses to bear, Rose, and
It's a little challenging. too.
is it? I'm sure it is.
I hide in the shed a lot.
Yeah, he's got a new shed now.
Ah, good thinking. Good thinking.
The he should, huh?
The new shed, right. Exactly.
Want to get
Oh,
closer?
yeah.
Take a picture?
Thank you.
Excellent. Rose, thank you.
We'll miss you.
Yeah.
Great job, great job always.
I'll take another one.
Right now, we gotta go to training for this.
Nice shirt, I think.
At least I'll know, I'll see her, several times a year when I see all my neighbors coming in to pay taxes.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
I just wanna know what David's first project's gonna be. You don't have to water.
All right, moving along. Open up the public forum. Anyone wishing to speak at the public forum, please stand up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and you shall be heard. Seeing none, I'll move along. Matters of the supervisor. I just want to remind everybody, Summerfest, we've got a great lineup of bands this year. Yep, that is June 28th. From 4 to 10 p.m., we've got food trucks, we've got bands, we've got some crafters. Should be a good time. Again, it's on Chilai Avenue. Fireworks is after the last band at 10 o'clock, so it should be a great event. So it's really for me. Anything from the council?
Well, go ahead, Mike.
I just have one thing. This week, we were officially notified by Jeff Baker, our director of the public library, that he will be retiring. So his last day is August 15th, and I'm not sure what they're going to do about celebration for him yet. But the Library Board of Trustees has selected his replacement, and it will be Jennifer Loudon. And Jennifer has been shadowing Jeff and working with him for years, and she'll be a great replacement. I mean, well, I'm sorry to lose Jeff. He's done an absolute fabulous job for the town of Charlie at the library. But it will be in good hands with Jennifer, so I just wanted to make that public announcement.
And if people don't, at home, they get the Town of Chilai newsletter, and then there's all these different activities, and I just want to take the opportunity just to promote that a little bit. And if people don't see the programs, understand the programs, there are some great things. Even if David wants to get out of the house and get started at He Shed, they do some great meals over there as well. I mean, if you just saw the recreation report that came out, and I couldn't believe the amount of lunches and stuff that they do. The ziti with meatballs, was a popular one. The pork kebabs. I mean, when you just sit there, you see what we're doing over there, and then the activities for kids, all different ages. So it's just there's great programs that are there.
It'll be unfortunate the day that Michael Ferrugia decides that he no longer wants to do things, because Michael does a phenomenal job over there, and I hate to admit it, he's a great chef. And does great work, although I've beat him in 3 different competitions so far, but he is a good chef.
Well, who are the judges, though?
The seniors.
Oh.
The seniors.
They just want more funding.
I paid them. I paid them all. But no, he does, again, thank you, Michael, because they do a phenomenal job over there with a lot of programs, so. Anyone else? Anything? Okay. We do have our minutes from the last meeting. Also, there's several reports that were submitted under correspondence. The Catering Establishment LLC has applied for a liquor license, as well as the town of Shiloh has received notification that Josh Veely has resigned effective May 22nd. We'll move right on to new business, Resolution 147, use of Park and Recreation Reserve, Union Station parking lot. Moved by Councilman DeCory, second by Councilman Valerio. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 148, 2025 summer camp staff. Moved by
Second.
Councilman Valerio, seconded by Councilwoman Spare. Questions or comments?
Supervisor, actually, I'd like to go back to the one resignation if I could. In regards to the town losing CDL drivers or town employees that get a CDL and then shortly leave thereafter once they receive this, maybe a question for council. Could any way that we could put a restriction on that? If somebody's coming here for employment, they get their CDL just to get that, and then they leave. Is there any type of stipulation that we must stay here for a year? I know certain employers do that. For a municipality, I don't know if that's legal.
There's some hoops we probably have to jump through on that one.
Okay.
But we could look into it and structure it if it's becoming a reoccurring issue.
Yeah.
With them leaving, we can look into doing something that would require at least some duration.
Or they would have to pay back the cost of the training and so forth? Because I know when you look at, we're down, I believe, 6 or 7 employees, and then other, Riga, our neighboring town, they're down 3, and they have a much smaller staff. So we're fighting from the same pool of candidates trying to get people. And then once we train them, take the amount of hours it takes to train somebody, and then to go and lose that. So,
Let's discuss it offline and get the specifics.
yeah.
Certainly look into that.
So just start the process, or start thinking about it. Maybe there is something there isn't. But I just think to the taxpayers of the town of Shiloh, that's something that we should be concerned about.
Good point.
So, thank you.
Back to Resolution 148 was moved and seconded. Any questions or comments on that resolution? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 149, ARPA SLFRF funds, senior and youth programming.
Move.
Moved by Councilman Slattery,
Second.
second by Councilman DeCory. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman
Aye.
Slattery? Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 150, CHIPS budget amendment.
Moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Spare.
Second.
Second by Councilman Slattery. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 151, authorize supervisor to sign a contract for Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, Paul Road Sidewalk Extension.
Moved.
Moved by Councilman Slattery, second by Councilman Valerio. For anybody who may not know, this is the small section of sidewalk over by Wegmans near the M&T Bank. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 152, award bid Paul Road Sidewalk.
Supervisor, you want to move that, and then we'll all second? We've been fighting for this one.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. Thank you, Councilman. I will move Resolution 152, award bid Paul Road Sidewalk, and the entire board will second this. Any questions or comments?
How come we're not started yet?
Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0.
Shovels in the ground tomorrow.
Shovels in by Friday, right? Not tomorrow, Friday?
He didn't say Friday of what week, though.
It's really exciting, so I'm glad to see we're moving on now.
And we also need to thank Monroe County for their cooperation and help with this as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Resolution 153, Job Order Contracting Services, JOC 2024-15-Site-177 Archer Road Park.
Moved.
Improvements, moved by Councilman Slattery.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Spare. Before I move on this, Mr. Lindsay, could you just give us kind of it's unusual to do it this way. I don't think that we've done this. This is a piggyback off of other contracts. Could you just kind of briefly explain how that works?
Sure. Under New York State municipal law, we're allowed to piggyback off of other municipal contracts, similar like what we do with the county bid or OGS bids. And in this particular case, I believe it was the town of Greece had a series of bids that went out that we are piggybacking off of that allows us to do some site work at Archer Road. It helps us from a standpoint of we don't have to prepare a specific set of bid documents, take the time to do that and the costs associated with that. And we're able to get shovels in the ground a whole lot quicker this way. So.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
Is that starting Friday as well?
That's Monday.
So,
Seriously, when would this,
We're anticipating that the sidewalk project will start in mid-July and roughly the same time frame for this particular project as well. So,
okay, thank you.
so Dave, do you have is there a system where you see the projects around the county being done and then you're looking at similar ones and that's how you know about them, or do you on your software or whatever?
in relation to what you mean?
Into knowing about this bid that, Greece was doing.
Oh, yeah, it's just general knowledge of how, other municipalities are getting projects done, and, we share information across the 19 towns in the county, so what's available, the various bids that are available to each other to use, so.
There's a Highway Superintendent Association, and they meet and they discuss various things monthly. So it's similar to recreation and what they do. So they network a lot.
And like you mentioned, how it saves money because you don't have to prepare the bid sheets and all that. Is that definitely going to be saving more than if, say, I guess you don't really know the answer to this, but then if you put it out and some other company came in way lower?
Right, you don't necessarily know unless you actually go out and compare a public bid to what you have here today. But to do a public bid, you're probably looking at not being able to start until 2026, the summer of 2026.
So it's a time.
It's a time thing, and there's to prepare a set of plans and specs. We had a full set prepared by Barton LaJudas, but to break that up into a subset for this particular project would have cost us around $100,000 to do that.
Okay.
So I think, and then when you compare this project to what we're paying for the the sidewalk project at 1.1 million, and we're getting basically a third of the site graded, road pretty well constructed. I think this is a fantastic deal.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that information.
No, historically, when you look at it, we can look at past projects and what it costs us to do. And then when you look at what we're going to be doing over at the park, and then Town of Greece is a perfect example. They identified how, they save so much money by doing it this way as well. So that's why them networking, the highway superintendents, they have an understanding of what a project costs. We have a history of knowing what we've done in the past and the costs associated with that. And then you just put it in real time with what the cost of material, and you see what the labor cost is. So that's why they have a better understanding. So yeah, it's definitely saving us money going this route.
I would assume that Greece, or whomever Greece piggybacked off, went out to bid, and they were the lowest bidder on the particular similar type project anyways. So we would have gone out to the same contractors that Greece did, or any other town would have, and probably they may have come in the same way. So I guess it's probably reasonable to think that at one point they were the lowest bidder on a project.
Right.
So, any other questions or comments?
I'll try to hold back.
Roll call, please. Thank you.
Councilman Decore?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 154, Fire Service Evaluation and Study.
Move, second.
Moved by Councilman Decore, seconded by Councilman Slattery. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman Decore?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 155, May 21st, 2025, abstract.
Second?
Moved by Councilman Valerio, seconded by Councilwoman Spare. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCoury?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 156, June 4th, 2025, abstract.
Move.
Moved by Councilman DeCoury,
Second.
moved by Councilman Slattery. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCoury?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunning?
Aye, passes 5-0. Next meeting of the Child Town Board will be July 16th at 7 p.m. Hope you will all come out to Summerfest and have a great 4th of July. This meeting is adjourned.